The drum I like prison wife. The legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, girl, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face too bleak. Yes, hiss, yeah, girl, Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I'm coming through today. Was it the 30th still? Well, we have a few minutes. No, yeah, from the 31st. So it is January 30th, 2026. Just getting off of work. Thank God. Like for real. And that's a struggle because I'm on restriction at work. Like literally I can't be going home early and stuff. Ugh. So I had to play out my full long drug out shift. Y'all know I be ready to go. And this a little prison wife vlog, right? So I am the OG prison wife, right? I've been a prison wife for the last 24 years. Like we're literally about to hit 24 exact years since the day the gavel hit desk, girl. But if you're going to include county jail, it's already 24 years, right? So my life as a prison wife, girl, is crazy, like for real. As a prison wife and a employee, so I literally left Viso. Actually, this how this all went. Today is Friday. It's Friday. um, Today is Friday, right? So Marcella is at an incentivized camp. Girl, I had to break it down because I couldn't hardly say it right. So they visit on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, right? Thursdays I usually can't visit because I work, right? I work to live and I live to work. Excuse me. I hustle hard until it hurts. I work my fingers down to the bone. And once I pay my bills, ain't got nothing to come home with. She get a Cadillac. But I usually work on Thursday. And then Friday I do work, but I work in the evening, right? I close. So my daughter, she's on the cusp of finishing nursing school. And she's just school just started back up and she works. So she had a Friday off because she's like, which this is perfect because before when Marcella was just able to visit on Saturday, Sunday, that meant long stints without our daughter being able to visit her father because she got to do, life don't stop because your loved one's incarcerated. So now with the incentivized days, she's able to visit on Thursday or Friday, right? So she was like, Mom, come on, let's go visit Dad today because I want to see him, before I get, excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting over. Y'all already know y'all follow me through my life, girl. And so, she's like, I want to go visit Dad. Will you go visit Dad with me? So, my usual day that I go to visitation or Viso is going to be on Sundays, right? Because I'm off and I can actually go to visitation and not have to rush like crazy. So I got up this morning, couldn't hardly get out that bed. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, dang, if I don't like get out this bed like right now, I'm gonna be caught in count, girl. So I drugged myself out the bed. I had a bill I had to do, like pay that was due today. Um, had to pay that before work. I mean, not before work. Well, before I went into work, but before Viso, because Viso is going to be back to back with work. I filled up my gas tank. I got ready. My daughter got the kids ready, and then we were able to get out to visitation on time. Surprisingly, we got there exactly when count was starting, right? But I was rushing so fast that I literally had my backpack. I carry a backpack rather than a purse, girl. So I always have my backpack. I had just got my backpack to get the stuff out to pay my bills, and then I literally could not find a backpack. That be the enemy playing games with me. Like, literally, like, I bet you I'm gonna go home and put my hand straight on my backpack. But because I couldn't find my backpack, I couldn't find my sugar machine because it keeps the thing inside my backpack. Couldn't take my little blood pressure medicines and none of that. I said, well, we finna live on a prayer today, like every other day, like Bon Jovi, girl, living on a prayer. And just pray that everything, like all my vitals, are fine, right? So we goes to Viso. We had a great visitation. And then it was literally like the traffic coming back. I forgot it's a Friday. Traffic patterns are different on Friday versus Sunday. Or sometimes I go and see Marcello Saturday evening, right? I mean, not Saturday evening, Saturday morning, right? Um, the traffic pattern is different. Like, literally, you can leave Viso and I can get to. So Viso ends at 3. They usually put you out before 3. Not too many facilities let you go all the way to 3. They want you to get your last hug. Like, they don't want to make them last calls too many times. Like, girl, they want you to get on up out of there. So by the time you get to your car, it's almost 3, right? So as long as I got gas in my car and don't have to stop, I could just get in, rush home, drop the kids or whoever else riding with me, throw my uniform on if I did not wear my uniform to Viso, and just head on to work. So I stopped. I literally, with hitting the toll road, had exactly like maybe 8 minutes. So of course I didn't have time to find my backpack. I barely had time to put on my checkered skin and run. Okay, so I get to work barely on time. I'm running again, and I'm like, oh, I worked so hard to not be running like this, but I'm still running. And then I started to get very, very overwhelmed and frustrated because it's like you jump through all these fiery hoops just to not even have no money anyway. Like, if I had something to show for this, it might make sense. But, girl. And that leads me to another point where people said I was just complaining. I have many multiple videos about I'm sick of working to live and living to work and not having nothing to show for it, and forfeiting my time using my gifts and my purpose just to barely survive. Like, your time is not interchangeable. Like, if I waste all my time over here, I can't spend my time in my purpose, and I have to go back and answer to the Lord. Like, girl, it's a judgment day. He gonna ask me what I did with my gifts. And I'm gonna tell him, look, I had the gifts, but Lord, I had to work to barely survive. Like, girl. So I don't want to get into those feelings, but yeah. So I get here, I get through the night, and I think we're actually going to Viso in the morning. Um, because Sunday here in Florida, which I guess a lot of places, Sunday's supposed to be really, really, really cold, like record lows for Florida. So the way that facility is made, most likely you will end up on the outside, which is it's like a porch area. It's so nice the way that they got this facility, right? If I could sketch it for you, I probably could. I'll show y'all how it's set up. It is so nice. Like, I understand why it's a incentivized camp, right? But the whole visitation outside is kind of open, so you're gonna feel the effects of whatever it is outside in the outside visitation. And then it's not a lot of it's a lot of room inside, but it's a lot of people that visit too, right? Girl, flash back to when they were trying to discourage people from visiting. I remember I've been in prison for so long, girl, y'all. We've been through so many different stages. And I remember the times when people start heavily visiting their loved ones because these incarcerations are really meant to break our families apart, allegedly. They want to break the families. That's just one of the reasons, of mass incarceration. There's others. There's one big reason, ching, 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 allegedly. But another reason is they want to allegedly break our families apart. Why? Because broken families perpetuate this cycle. And it ensures, allegedly, that this business will stand the test of time. Because there will be multiple more people to put inside this system. Because a broken home begets this system, right? So they really want you to be broken. They don't want you to survive these incarcerations, no matter how much they tell you they do, right? Allegedly. I know the truth, right? So they were trying to make it where you can they were trying to go by last names and you could visit on this day, that day. They were trying to go by every other week type thing. Hold on. Then at one point they were trying to do where, and it was horrible when I was at late. They were trying to say if you were one of the first visitors in that day, they could ask you to leave so that you can make room for others to come in, which would sound okay. But you literally had to camp to get into Viso. It used to be 2 to 3 hours just to get processed in. So you got there super early to avoid that. You really couldn't avoid it, but to get in. And then to be 2 and 3 hours early camping and still possibly get caught and count. Girl, I need to do it. That is a blessing looking back. Cause now we hardly even wait. Glory be to God. But it's been, oh gosh, we have been through the ringer. Uh, so you would get in and then they'll be trying to ask you to leave. Like, are you? They literally would play like this is our family time. It's like for you, I know you probably sit high and look down on me, right? Because I'm with somebody that's in prison wrongfully. But that's where you closed your ears. You didn't hear the wrongfully, right? But this is our family time. This is our family dinner. This is our vacations or staycations. This is our time together as a family, right? This is like your family dinner. Maybe your Thanksgiving dinner, your Sunday evening dinners, your family out of town dinners. This is our family time. This is equivalent to that time you have, right? So I'm trying to put it in perspective because you can't understand if you don't understand what it means to us, right? And someone coming and just interrupting or prolonging something so that you can't have your family dinner or whatever, trying to sabotage it in whatever way they can, right? That's what the equivalent was. And they would enjoy doing it. They would get off on doing it. So thank God that, you know, But yeah, I'm remembering back to when they did not want us to visit. They probably still don't want us to be visiting like that, but girl, you got to see your loved one. And many of us are going to make it through these impossible incarcerations, right? But I got off on a whole tangent and I don't even know what I'm talking about, girl. But, anyways, going back to Vizzo in the morning, um, it is midnight. It's past midnight. By the time I get home, it's going to be closer to 1 than not. So I plan on staying up, um, finding my clothes to lay out. If I don't wear my uniform, my daughter was supposed to get the stuff ready for the kids because they're going to go to tomorrow. My bad, y'all. And I just seen the time. It's only 11:58. But still, that time frame is still relevant. But that's what I'm talking about. That I'm gonna try to get ready tonight, and then my daughter was supposed to prepare everything for the kids so that they can go tomorrow, because it would be much easier to go to Vizzo Sunday, but they're expecting that super cold weather, and it would be harder for the kids to be in that cold like that. And then they don't let them have they last week, which I didn't do my Vizzo vlog, but I literally barely made it in time because I'm almost right at count. And they sent me back to the car and said, before you take your, because we're up there taking our shoes off, like we know the drill. They're like, no hoodies. Sorry, before you even start, your granddaughter has on a hood. Like any hood. It was a coat. It wasn't really a hoodie, it's a coat. And they don't allow coat, nothing with a hood. They don't allow hats. They don't allow beanies. They don't allow um gloves. I don't like, literally, what are we supposed to do with the kids when they're cold? Just bring them out half dressed because these things can't come into DOC? Like, so rather than bother with it, we're trying to skip that Sunday visit. All right, guys, I gotta go. Hiss you good cat. Oh, one side note. I'm sorry. Upon getting off, and I sweep the whole floor with my little carpal tunneled hands right before I close up. And I was listening to an interview of Miss Niecy D done by Mr. T Rex himself, DJ T Rex, interviewing DJ Niecy D. These are two legends. If you been in the Orlando area, you'd have heard both, BOFF, both those names. And it was a really good interview I was checking out as I was closing, right? So I can link that in the description box, girl. And that kept me entertained, and you know, I was able to get through my night pretty well. All right, guys, it's your girl Cadillac. Oh yeah, and if I don't link it yet, it's on my community page. Just go over to my community page. I just shared it. All right.